Hey guys, it's 7 and today we're going to be doing something with Sinon from SAO. So, we're looking at both the, not Fatal Beetle, but the Gun Go Online version and also the version from Underworld. And the reason we're doing both of those is because, well, one of the stratagems comes from there, and the other is just from her regular games that we find her in. So to start off, we're going to be running the Eruptor. The Eruptor is going to be our base, our weapon that's going to copy the idea of the AMRs that she uses. So in like Fatal Bullet, they call them AMRs. And so you're either going to be using a sniper rifle or you're going to be using an AMR. Even though like what the thing for it is not a AMR. But basically, if it's a bolt action, it's an AMR. And so we're going to be using that. Well, hers specifically is some really high powered. Actually, it looks like it's one of those bolt action versions of a AV-50 cal rifle. And so I figured I'd go the route of the Eruptor. Now, the main reason we're using the Eruptor, besides its high damage and its explosive ability, is the fact that it's heavy pin. Heavy pin makes it easier to one-shot overseers. It helps to some degree on crushers, but if I'm going to be real with you, if you're going to fight a crusher, it's better to use something like the railgun or the spear gun, as they have high anti-tank damage. When it comes down to it, that's just a smarter play. However, the Eruptor does a good job about taking out overseers in one shot without having to be directly hitting the head. There are times where I've taken out multiple overseers with a single round alone. Not entirely sure why that is, but that's what happened. That's all I can tell you. Alright, so configuration, if you're wondering about that, I'm running the 10 times. I'm running angled foregrip for the just extra ergonomics. And it's black because I just wanted it black. If you ever see a yellow weapon, I'm not going to use that weapon. Now, for a pistol, so inside of the Fatal Bullet and also inside of Fractured Daydream, they call it a Lightning, and so basically it's a full auto Glock. We don't have a full auto Glock, but we have a Mag 10 that's full auto. So we're using the Redeemer. They also buffed its reserves, so we actually have more ammo now to actually use. I was actually thinking about using the laser gun at one point in time, the dagger, because of the fact that it had infinite ammo, and also because like it's not like I'm reloading like all the time. But like having 6 mags is actually easier to try to sustain throughout a whole mission, especially because odds are high. If I know where it is, I can find some more ammo. We're just calling supplies down. Lastly, we're going with the plasma grenade. The main reason we're going with the plasma grenade on this one, so if we're playing like not Fractured Daydream, but if we're playing the one called Fatal Bullet, inside of her gadget she's running both a stun grenade, I think it's called a flash grenade actually, and a plasma grenade. There should be something up here around this time so you can see what I'm talking about. But doing my research on what a plasma grenade is that it's actually stronger and has a bigger radius than a regular frag grenade inside of that game, and so it's like the main reason we're choosing this is because of that reason. Potentially you could have went with the high explosive. Looking at the radius of the two, the frag has a greater radius, but the way it's described, it's a bigger radius and it does more damage. But I also think it has like a longer cooldown for that reason as well. So we're going with this one. It's got good damage and it's got a pretty big radius. There's nothing really about timing the increasing the time on the plasma grenade. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. However, as far as what fits the role pretty good, this one does a good job. Onto our armor. So I kind of wanted to capture the idea to some degree of what she looks like. And so mostly you've got her light blue hair up top. There's nothing light blue here whatsoever. I considered taking a light blue cape at one point in time. I felt like this just would work. Something like this might work. However, when I thought about it, like, she does have something to the idea of what a cape would be inside of SAO, and the simple fact is it looks nothing like that. I think we got like maybe one white cape, but like it's not that bold, if you will. And so it was just like, let me just go with like something that would be close to what the armor looks like, but also kind of similar to like Sinon's colors. The main reason we're running the scout armor has everything to do with the fact that, at least in SAO Gun Go Online, she does do callouts quite often. she does radio to her team. And so being able to mark things on the map and know where things are, like enemies are, would be a good idea. Reducing the range. The main reason we're not using the stealth armor, besides the fact that I would have ran this normally if she was a stealthy character, is the fact that she's not really that stealthy. We know that she's a sniper, so naturally she's going to be in high places. She's got reduced range of sight when it comes to people seeing her, because odds are high she's going to be hiding in a good position. But I wouldn't say she's sneaky, right? I wouldn't say that at all. I do think she has the conceal ability. So basically, it reduces the range at which something sees you. I do believe she has that. But as far as like actually being straight up, I walk softly everywhere I go, I wouldn't go that far. There is a character in there that I do think fits that idea, at least from the Fatal Bullet game version of her, because she has like I think she's from Underworld as well. But the Fatal Bullet version of her, I think you could maybe make that idea. Maybe maybe when I decide to go back into that game, I might do something with her in Helldivers, but until then, I don't know yet. However, this made the most sense for Sinon, based off what I've seen in the anime and what I have in the games. As well, when it comes to boosters, I mean, I guess if anything, if I'm worried about like things surrounding me, the UAV recon booster makes a lot of sense. Again, the usual top boosters like stamina enhancement, vitality enhancement. I actually don't feel like this is outright necessary, but it's helpful. As well as experimental infusion are always going to be a good idea. We're not playing anything specific where they're worried about like we're not playing an electrical guy, we're not playing a fire guy. Maybe we could do something with concealed insertion, but again, it's not. Although they have smoke bombs in that game, it's just not really something I think you need to worry about with Sinon specifically. She's also got a frag grenade. Now that I think about it, we saw that like in the Battle of Bullets episode where like she kills herself with I probably shouldn't say that, but I'm going to say it anyway. With Kirito, and so maybe we could work with that. Outside of that, there's not much of any other booster to go with. So when it comes to stratagems, I'm specifically taking stratagems from the Fractured Daydream game. It's actually the only one that really works for what I'm trying to do. So let's start off with, she has a disc grenade. The closest thing I could probably compare it to, and I might just have some gameplay from that game already up for you guys to see what I'm talking about, but the closest thing to what her disc grenade does. So I was originally going to choose a high impact grenade, high pin impact grenade, and use that for this. But then I thought about it. I can't just throw that all the time, right? With gadgets inside of Fatal Bullet, you can actually throw them quite often in comparison to how the skills work here. Now you can spec into that, but when it comes down to it, you're not throwing grenades like that. However, with this orbital precision strike, we're matched to what happens inside of Fractured Daydream, where like she throws a explosive, and it'll take some time before it hits the target unless it's right beside you, and then it'll blow up. It's kind of an impact disc grenade, if you will. However, it's on a cooldown. So I was like, okay, let's work with that idea. So orbital precision strike worked out pretty fine. Then she's got some kind of suction ability. I might have the name up right about now, that she can use. And so the orbital gas strike kind of works with that. It's not really a main killer. It's something that damages over time and pulls. It kind of like CCs the enemy, but it kind of slows them down. They can't move as fast. They can't do as much as they want to. And so I was like, okay, gas strike makes a lot of sense for that. However, I could kill my teammates, but it's pretty obvious that it's there. So like, if they run into it, that's on their own fault. And lastly, when it comes to at least her last ability, this is on the far left side of it. She fires off 3 quick shots. Now, I don't know how you do that with a bolt action, but she fires 3 quick shots off in a quick succession. It happens almost instantly. The closest thing I could get to that without it being an explosive was going to be Strafing Run. I had thought about these other ones, like maybe let's just make it explosive. But the more I thought about it, I said it's not really that widespread. It's more of a DPS move than anything. I wouldn't waste this on on a group of enemies. Maybe I would, but on average, I probably wouldn't do something like that. And so I decided to go the route of strafing around because it made the most sense. It's also one of the more abilities you can kind of spam more often. And so I was like, that could have just been like an effect of one of my weapons. I don't know 100%, but like I'm pretty certain I was able to spam that a lot more often than everything else. And so strafing run made a lot of sense. Now, lastly, the only reason we're really choosing this has everything to do with Underworld, when she's trying to snipe that other guy, and she's like a goddess on the battlefield, is going to be the hover pack. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to choose this, or Precision Strike, Gas Strike, and the strafing run. 3 seismic probes. Oh shoot! Move, 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 move. You know we had to move there. Wait, what? What do you mean? I was in it earlier. Did they get it already? That looks like a no. They didn't even call it. Yeah, you're fighting and they didn't even call it. Let's go ahead and get this done. C5. Alright, that's a flame door. Time to skedaddle. I don't think we need that gas. I got a turret ready. Our biggest problem is really going to be a bunch of drones when we see them, but I think we should be alright. Giving your distance, we got the reduction of range of sight, but we don't have the sound. Well, that ain't no good. Certainly going to be in an area where they hear a lot of shooting, though. That's undeniable. Okay. There's not much I could have done about that. I didn't even see him. Wait. I see where it is. Not looking at that guy whatsoever. It is what it is. Alright, we need to get our hover pack back. We're not using the jump pack only on the basis of the fact that it wasn't exactly like she was hopping around. She was kind of hovering in that enemy. But yeah, she was kind of hovering around in that anime. Like 9 times out of 10 when I saw her, so I was like, I'm gonna work with that idea as much as possible. I am gonna use this thing though. I'm gonna drop it as soon as I see him. Alright. Drop that here. I think they're gonna drop where he calls at. Yep. That one's down. I'm hoping that fire is not going to be anywhere near. This way. Getting crazy. Good. Good. Now that that's handled. Oh, they got a thermite on, it's alright. One thing that's not helping me, amount of drones is just running around. I mean, some of them are coming from that direction behind me, but like, there's just kind of, there's like so much fighting going on that they're constantly like looking in my direction. I'm hoping to find some ammo at this site real quick, but I don't know. Then you got moments like these where they just seem to know where you are sometimes. It's really weird. It's kind of annoying, I ain't gonna lie to you. Let's see. With all that fighting going on, you should be paying attention to them. I'm not about to waste a shot trying to break these boxes. Good gracious. Make sure you want to use the suppress gun because there's nonsense right here. Alright, now that I've pulled them forward. Yeah, great. Alright. I mean, you see all these drones? Holy crap! Ridiculous. Well, that sucks. Need to reload. Get another gas bag, that'd be great. And it didn't go through. That's wonderful. That should go out that top piece, and they got those guys. The car should be nearby, I think. No, they left it behind. I can't see it at all. That purple smoke's be hard to see through. Yep. Yep. It is what it is. I want to take the route of going like I'm assuming they're clearing the area out before they get over here. That's what I'm thinking their goal is. I'm gonna keep moving. I mean, the area is on fire. I wouldn't drive in that. Alright. Not the best work I've done, but could be worse, honestly. Got a smoke. I wasn't gonna shoot these earlier, but I don't got any reason not to now. Sometimes they're like stuck, they're clipping in the, I don't know why it does it, but sometimes they clip inside of the boxes. It's so annoying. Because then I gotta go figure out where the heck it actually is. Then I realize it's clipping in the boxes. Like, it's not, area like this, not really gonna be too much of an issue, but like, these areas, this specific area, like I've had it clipped many times in this, and so I'm just like, I'm always paying attention to that. I know I pressed. There we go. I think I just saw something on the move. Better than the one of them I had. One of them I had, it was just a bunch of blues running around. And it had like one green, it was so annoying. Alright, making sure there's that problem. We're gonna head down.
I got the terminal.
Of course, the biggest problem is that situation I was. What is he doing? That one situation I was in. Yeah, but the biggest problem I ran into so far with this whole situation is I was so going to shoot the eruptor, and then he walked a little closer, and I was like, nah, I can't do that. Let's see. Reload. But yeah. Hey, drones again. It's one of the reasons why I want to warn on sometimes, just because it's like it just deals with them so good. And they're not a hard thing to kill, but it's just like, dang, it would be nice. You lost somebody? For what reason? It's drones. Let's see. Let's see, deal with them. I do like though. I do like the idea of Thief being a modifier. I feel like it just should be something that you always kind of see. Like, I don't know about anyone else, but I kind of like having Thief just around. It makes the battles feel more important, I guess. But like, it makes them, because naturally, if Thief's in the area, right? If Thief's in the area, then naturally there's going to be way more enemies spawning around, but there's also way more hazards to worry about, and it feels overall better when they're here versus like going to some other planet. Like, yeah, the Illuminate, you're not gonna see this on the bots right now anyway, but like when the Thief, heavy Thief thing modifier is on right now, it feels different. It feels better in a lot of ways. And I kind of want them to do this really everywhere. Like, I don't think we need to go back to not having them there. I'm sure someone will say like it's a commodity, you kind of don't want to have it all the time, but I'm just gonna, if I'm gonna be honest with myself, right? I've had more fun knowing that Seif was in the area, potentially backing me up, versus not, right? Because it's like, yeah, I'm a stealth diver, so I would probably want something like that. However, I'm naturally seeing more enemies spawning, more like when we see those groups of like drones coming out. If you were to go to a regular Illuminate mission, that would not have happened. At least not to that degree. Right? When you look at the difference between a regular Illuminate mission and what we see in these kind of missions, like it's night and day. And so I kind of do want to see the Seif just everywhere on a planet somewhere, dealing with whatever brigade of cyborg, whatever spore. I just want to see them there, truth be told. I don't see a reason not to have them. If I'm gonna be honest, I don't really see a reason not to have them. Look at all these drones. Holy shit, look at the dude turning around like that. It's ridiculous. Unnecessary how many drones is right here. Look at all these drones. You see how many drones just came out of nowhere? No combat or nothing. Ridiculous. I don't know about that one. I just saw some drop.
Requesting orbital strike.
Wait, what? I know I did it. What was wrong? There was a piece of barbed wire there, apparently. I guess that's what I'm going with. Because it didn't make sense to me.
Last reload.
Alright, okay, we juked him. These are juking powers.
Calling in orbital strike.
Follow me. Or don't. Wait, what? I mean, did you call it down? Like, what are we doing? Wait, what? It's more than likely where the fire is.
Calling in reinforcements.
When there's one drone, there's many. Like, I know I'm complaining about the drones, but like I'm just a little bit annoyed by how many I saw earlier. But it's not really that serious. Like, that was so mean, bro. That's crazy.
Calling down objective.
How many drones do we need to have? Like, that's crazy, dude. Hey. boom, 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 boom. Like, yeah, it should do the work. That's the hope anyway.
Terminal.
I hope K3's not walking around with that gas. Just have my suspicions, you know? Wait, what? Did he throw that? It wouldn't have landed there. It might have landed somewhere, but it wouldn't have landed there. What kind of mess?
Engaging terminal.
Yeah, I'd love to see them on the bots. Like, I just... They're effective. They're effective, you know, and, you know, one of the biggest issues that I've always ran into when I'm playing Helldivers is the amount of times, like, you'll see, like, you just hit one enemy. If it's not a suppressed weapon, they'll immediately know where you are. But if they're battling whatever other enemies in the area, or there just happens to be Seif just in the area, right, they're paying attention to them. They're not looking at us. And that's like, yeah, I know I'm a stealth diver, but, like, you gotta think about it from the standpoint of, like, the enemies know where you are simply because you hit one of their friend allies and you're using the wrong weapon. It's kind of a problem, especially if you're trying to, like, snipe, because, like, then you're not really able to, like, focus.
Engaging terminal.
You're not able to, like, hit those long range targets quite easily. And it's like, it's not like, I'm not talking about like I'm not talking about like where, like, I'm trying to hit some super long shots or anything crazy like that. But it's like, that it would be nice. Is he aiming at me? I don't think he is.
Mag's empty.
Reload. Shoot, I know the buttons, but for some reason I missed. Top piece is gone. I doubt he's dead. Missed that leg. I got it that time. About 200 meters out as far as I can really be able to shoot. And truth be told, it's really more, it's a little less than 200. Just because we're not trying to hit the, we're not trying to hit like at the 200 meter mark, because like it'll explode once it reaches that far up.
100 meters. For prosperity.
We're also trying to work with the explosive if we can. It is a explosive tool. That's 160. Should have led the shot a little more, and then it jumped up 5 feet in the air.
Enemy control. Southwest.
I've been thinking though, like if they ever actually add a sniper rifle into the game, I feel like they're gonna have to go the route of the Eruptor. Not in the sense of like some, like not in the sense, right, of like some kind of explosive bullet, but actually they're gonna have to go the route of a gigantic round that flies slowly through the air, but it hits stupid hard. I was using the railgun earlier when I was playing against the Vote Snatchers, and I was noticing like how it really felt like true sniping
100 meters.
when I was using it against who are they shooting those grenades at like that? Is there a mortar or something over there? It'll be a little harder to hit those things. I had a game before where like I was just leading shots perfectly, and right now I'm missing terribly. Holy crap. Let's see. least knock that bit off his head. I'm gonna need to get ammo soon. It does make. Wait, oh, they're about to take it out. They're about to take it out. Are they?
You're moving it. West, 100 meters.
Why are we fighting this battle? I know why I was doing it before, but why haven't we taken them out yet? What are we doing? Alright, where's the I know I just saw it. How dare he? He took all the ammo. It ain't that serious. We have been in this for a minute. Let's grab that. I think like thermites were probably the. They do have sticky grenades in that game though. In Fatal Bullet, they do have sticky grenades in it, right? Of course, it's not something Sinon runs, but it is something that you could run a sticky grenade, which is why thermites work. I am half expecting at some point to see a Stimtex in the game. I'm not exactly sure how it would work, but I'm not like, because the way I'm thinking is, right, it's probably going to be something, because we got thermites and then we have like that 3-stick grenade thing that's basically like an anti-tank grenade. I'm kind of expecting to see something where it's like maybe it's got a big explosion, but like it has like it's got a big explosion, but it's not going to be like an anti-tank. Maybe heavy pin. I can kind of see that idea.
Throwing supply. Reinforcing.
They should have turned their gaze away.
Calling in
Toss that again. It's so annoying. Alright, let me...
That's empty.
Reloading. I'm getting good use out of the lightning though. I wonder though when we're gonna get a automatic pistol that's like a medium pin and like one that's gonna have like fire damage. So if you guys remember when I was talking about the hyena, if you were watching an earlier video of mine, I talked about how like something with like high amounts of damage should not really have elementals unless the elemental effect. Man, that's a lot of dudes just sitting on one location. We're gonna drop that right there. Hit that right there. Okay. Can't say I was expecting that. He wasn't even angled at me. Okay. I'm gonna assume they don't want to do that Sieve thing.
Democracy has landed.
But they haven't called the other thing either, so I'm really not sure what's going on that one either. I don't really care. I don't have any XP gained here, but I always try to do it if I can. Hey guys, I don't know why the video cut off there, but just remember that was the Sinon build, and hit the follow button if you like the idea of the build, if you like the concept, you enjoyed it. Tell me how it works for you. I'm using it on an Illuminator as of right now, but I do believe a lot of this will work on the cyborgs as well. I really wouldn't bring the Eruptor towards the bugs, but you can do it. I've done it before. Regardless, hit the follow button if you like the video. If you like me, hit the follow button. Hit the notification bell if you're on Rumble. And if you're on YouTube, hit the subscription button as well as hitting the notification bell there. But outside of that, if you guys enjoyed my content, you enjoy because we're still doing reaction videos and stuff like that. But if you enjoy my content, please, please, please consider joining the coffee subscription or just leaving a donation. Regardless, I appreciate you guys for coming by, and I hope you guys come by for the next video. Later.